Black History, Minute in Black History. How many have ever heard, "I want the real McCoy"? The real McCoy. That comes from a gentleman whose name is Elijah McCoy. Elijah McCoy. He was an inventor. He was born back in 1844, and his family was enslaved in Kentucky, and they followed the Underground Railroad into Canada so that they could seek their freedom. He was educated in a segregated school in Canada, and when he turned 15 years old, his parents were able to get him an opportunity to go to be an engineer. There were no engineering opportunities for African Americans at that time in America, so he went to Scotland and went to the University of Edinburgh. At the University of Edinburgh, he got his certificate in mechanical engineering. And when he came back, there were no jobs for African Americans in engineering. So he became a fireman. And in his spare time, what he did was he made inventions in his shop. One of the inventions that he made was an oil drip cup for steam locomotives. In fact, his invention was so ingenious that many of the railroad companies put this device on their locomotives so that they could travel faster and further and wouldn't need as much maintenance. And so when locomotive companies went to find this particular device, they wanted to have the real McCoy. In his lifetime, he had created over 57 patents, but unfortunately, because he didn't have the capital to be able to keep up with making all of these items, he had to sell them to the railroad and other investment companies, his patent. He is known today as a person who invented the real McCoy. And if you want the genuine article, that's who you have to look to, Elijah McCoy, one of the great African Americans in our history. He is the real McCoy. That's your 1 minute in Black history.